Board. Okay, that's right. I need to give you. Sorry, Dante said no.
Dante's not ready.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, I need to give him his phone so it doesn't bother me later. All right.
Hello, Dante.
Yeah, that's my shorts editor, aka my brother.
It's my shorts editor. Ignore the fact that he's living in my room.
I pay him with board. That's it.
Spicy
Wait,
cardboard.
room. No board. Board is the food part, right?
Board?
Room and board.
Room and... Yeah, board would be.
Anyways. Hi, welcome to another episode of Dungeons and Degrees. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
And I am Classic Sam.
Yay!
Today we're going to talk to Classic Sam about... Give me 1 second. This dog is just freaking the hell out and it's distracting me.
Which dog?
Opie.
Opie.
Speaking of cats, come on. Come on. I'm not lifting you up, dude. I'm not. You can do this. I believe in you. Come on. You can do it. Come on.
What's your cat's name?
Her name is Sisu.
Sisu.
Come on. You can do it. Come on, you big... Come on. Good girl.
Oh.
See, I'm a big chonka.
That's a chunkus.
I'm a turkey butt. Good? Okay.
Yeah, my dog has a turkey butt. Just every time they sit,
Just
splays out.
See, she doesn't splay. She loafs. She loafs really, really well. So she looks like an overflowed bread pan. Like she just looks like I'm like, oh, you look like a turkey. like someone stuffed a turkey and just put it on the floor. I'm talking about you. Yes.
Absolutely not. I do not look like that, mother.
You're gonna fall. I'm not okay.
So much attention is needed.
At this point, you're streaming? Oh, you're streaming, you say. It's time.
We're going to talk to Sam about Sam's podcast and the kind of like the interview process before we turned on the mic, kind of talked about like choosing people to interview. And, same problem. Want to talk to everybody. Don't got the time. Making sure everything works out. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It totally is a lot. It tends to be... So it's not only like a time thing, but it's also... I get in my head a lot. So I get in the head of like, okay, well, do they want to speak to me? Maybe they want to speak to me. I mean, maybe they don't want to speak to me. I mean, they're pretty busy. They could not want to speak to me, but I have to ask. I should ask. I'll ask. No, I'll ask. Okay, we're asking. So it takes it takes me a little while to figure it out,
It's like that stutter step before you like jump for it kind of thing. Like, I'll ask. I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. I mean, who else would do it?
Like it's fine. It's fine. You can do it. You can do it. You can totally do this. And then DM said.
But yeah, no, I get that too. Just jumping into any kind of ask. I mean, unless it's like someone I've already interviewed where I feel like, oh, okay, they know my vibe. If they say no, I get it. But we should say yes. I mean, I vibe with them. They're cool.
Right.
So like, I have no issues with return guests. It's also the most chaotic thing to have return because like the professional gloves are off. We are now just we're talking the shit.
All of a sudden it's like, oh, we're silenced now. It's just fine. So there's no filter. I could say what I want. I've had that happen maybe once or twice. I've only had that once or twice. Luckily it's totally fine. So we're good, but still. It's amusing. I love chaos though, so it's okay.
I think once we get the second or the third, like the third interview or the third time we have somebody back, we're just hanging out at that point.
Yeah. I have a friend who is also a streamer, and her name is Savannah. She's on Not Quite Novelists, and her and I, when they are on my stream or like just whether they're on a birthday stream with me or they've been with my other show jamming with me, it defaults into just us just talking. And like utter, just like, yeah, chatty, yak, yak. Oh, this is not a friend thing right now. We're supposed to be doing, we only have like 15 minutes left to get the subject matter out, but okay. So it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, but at that point, even as I take in content of other people's work, yeah, okay, cool. I like that we're talking about the subject, and as long as the subject eventually gets talked about, great.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like watching other people engage with others, like in a funner and less rigid kind of way.
Yes.
I also love content like that. Like I want to see you behind the screen. I want to see you play around. I want to see your actual personality when you're not on camera.
I love that. I love that's fair. Like, you want to see the actual. I mean, you could do that with a more structured podcast. It's just that it's one of those things that takes weirdly practice. It's something I learned from watching two of my favorite talk show hosts. So it takes a lot of that.
Who are they? Who's your favorite?
Okay, so one is from like the 90s, Arsenio Hall.
Okay.
I love Arsenio Hall's, like, just the way he does his interview process. It's fun. It's very laid back. Like, you could tell that they had a conversation before or they've hung out before. Even though it's a first-time guest, you can tell that he's had some type of extended interaction with this guest, at least prior to the show. The other one is, and people are going to think I'm weird, and that's fine, is Graham Norton.
Not
from the Graham Norton show.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think, not that weird.
Really? Because most people are like,
right.
why are you watching Graham Norton? I'm like, he's hilarious.
It's so funny. No.
He is hilarious.
You're safe here.
Oh, God. Okay. People think I'm weird because I watch. I love Graham Norton because this man is so good at segues and callbacks and being able to make his guests, for guests who don't know each other, interact in a way where it's just like, oh, they're having a party. It's like, oh, okay. And he's totally hosting it, and it's all vibes all the time. There's no like weird awkward breaks. It's just constant vibes. I love it. I know a lot of it has to do with editing, but it's still fun.
Good work. Like the emotion within the conversation that Graham is kind of directing is much better than, I mean, for most American late talk shows, it's just one-on-one. But with Graham, it's like a board of people, so it doesn't feel stale. It feels lively. Yeah. Because when it's usually the one-on-one, it's like, here are my set questions. Here's this quirky thing that we're going to do. I might be calling out some people that I don't care for.
It's okay. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, those are, okay, so those talk shows are fine. They're fine. The problem is that even if you do send a set questions, you have to be able to pivot. And a lot of times people rely on their list of questions so heavily that it becomes stilted. So I send out questions, but the amount of questions I send out, it's impossible for us to get through. And I do that on purpose because I don't want it to be stilted. I want it to be like, okay, these are questions I may ask. If we're short on time, we're never going to get to all these questions. That's number one. If there's something here that you want us like to lock in, that's fine. But I usually pivot around and I go off on tangents on a regular basis.
The nature of it.
Yeah.
What?
I just watched the Stephen Colbert and not Alan Rickman. Oh, R.I.P.
Oh man.
I'm so sorry, guys. The Stephen Colbert and Gary Oldman interview.
Oh, that was so good.
It's so funny. Like,
it's so good.
It's so and once again, it's so nice to see like people acting like real people, and like Gary Oldman is very professional, but then like
quintessential actor crying in tears at farts. The funniest segment I have ever seen. This man, who is like an award-winning, like educated, highly sought-after actor, is crying in tears at fart jokes. And it's just the sound, and it was brilliant. Stephen Colbert was so, like, his delivery, the way he just segued into it and came back out was absolutely brilliant. I loved it.
It was so good. Adrian, do you know what we're talking about?
No, I haven't seen this.
Oh,
Segment.
you have to see
my
this.
I'll put it in
It's
the queue.
hilarious.
And it's a part of like a larger conversation that they're having and like talking about Gary Oldman in throughout his career and his life. But like the segment that went viral is Stephen Colbert adding fart noises to like some of the really crucial moments in some of Gary Oldman's performances.
Yeah.
And it's so like you see him start to giggle, and then you as the audience start to giggle, and he's just like cracking up and crying.
He is tears coming down.
It's so good because right then he's not like you're a serious actor and we love you, and you know there's been so many roles like I love Gary Oldman, but to see that there's like a real giggly human underneath that.
Also, to see that Gary Oldman, who is the age he is, to react like a 12-year-old boy was one of those moments you like, this is one of those moments that will always not be funny. It will never not be funny.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments like you could constantly go back to this clip and crack up. Like, I highly advise, if you are wanting to be a podcaster or anything, a talk show, anything, watch that segment. Just from the delivery to the end, watch that segment.
Yeah.
I put in Gary Ol, and just the second one after Oldman is and Stephen Colbert.
Yes.
It's right there.
It is relevant right now. As of right now, in the time stream that we are currently inhabiting.
Yes.
It is new.
It was brilliant. Like, I think it was by the second one, he is grabbing. He has on this very his outfit's very dapper. He has on like a overcoat type of thing, but he has on this scarf. He looks very like, you know, like old English gentleman type of like lounging. By the second clip, he's grabbing his scarf, trying to wipe his eyes. He's laughing so hard.
That's a good interview. That's a good interview.
Yeah.
I think that, like, to me, the dynamic of like, and if I'm not mistaken, it's these like cutaways. It's not like they're in the studio, right? It's just a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Is that the right one? Okay.
It's one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems a lot more intimate with the lighting and everything. It feels good, and it doesn't feel like when you have a crowd, it feels like you have to put on something for something.
Yes.
But if it's just them two and just, you know, the crew, they're an actor. They're used to the crew.
Right.
That becomes so much different than the audience take, and I think that's what allows him to do what he needs to do, which is let himself be himself.
Exactly. And I think as the host, he was so comfortable just segueing into that, and then when they came out of the clip and Gary Oldman is a wreck of tears, of laughter and tears, he's so successfully, Stephen Colbert so successfully just kind of like brought it back, you know, and it was one of those moments you're like, God, oh my gosh, if I can just get that good, I'd be okay. If I can just get that good.
Yeah, here's hoping. Here's hoping one day we'll be interviewing Gary Oldman.
I was Stephen Colbert too, like this.
Yes, for sure. What made you start your podcast?
So it's a long story actually. So I decided to start streaming, but I didn't know what I wanted to do yet. I was kind of like, I kind of want to do this. Maybe I'll do video games. I was definitely gonna stream on Twitch. I'll do video games or something like that. I hadn't decided yet, but I was deeply at that point in the TTRPG community. Like, I was on a lot of people's streams, like just constantly in the streams, just talking to people, asking questions, and a lot of people who were streaming had similar stuff to what I had. Like, it wasn't their main content, it wasn't their main thing, but they did interviews people on their channel occasionally, and it always came down to one, it was too short. it was like a half hour, 45 minutes. It's like, this is not long enough for me. Two, they never asked the questions I wanted them to ask, and it would drive me bonkers. Like, I would be in the chat typing furiously, like, all you hear is like, that's all you hear. And like, no, I would be typing furiously to the point where I was just like, oh my God, just ask this question. And occasionally some people would like, if you want to ask questions, and I would be able to do that. And after a while, I was like, well, if I want the questions answered, I'm going to have to ask them myself. So that's how it transitioned for me, kind of like chatting here and there and streaming here and there to like, this is what I want to do. The first interview was the hardest because that was the hardest to get. So there's a big gap in that first month between like consistently doing it and then popping up once in a while. And then eventually it just started to take off. So yeah.
What did you feel like was your biggest hurdle because of that first interview?
Ooh, the biggest hurdle. I think my biggest hurdle was actually thinking about actually streaming. Because, so, I know a lot of people when it comes to streaming or how they got into this was like because of COVID. Same, but my story's a little different. I was not home. I was working. I'm a New York City Fire Department paramedic. I've been a paramedic for 20 years. I was with the fire department for 21 years. And so I was out there. I was in the street. And between the chaos and all the horrible things that were happening, at the time I was a brand new lieutenant. So I was... at points where we had a break, I was sitting in my truck with nothing to do and a phone. You have your cell phone, you have your laptop or whatever, you're sitting around waiting for a call, waiting for something to do. And I discovered Twitch. I'm like, ooh, what's this thing? Like, I think I discovered it from watching Viva La Dirt League.
Yes.
Viva La Dirt League from Robert Hartley. And one of the creators, I believe it was Ben Van Leer, is like, yeah, I stream on Twitch. I'm like, what is Twitch? Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Yeah, you're
okay,
good.
cool.
You're
So,
good.
I was like, okay, cool. I was like, what's Twitch? I was like, I looked it up. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's like little TV shows. This is so cool. And I discovered TTRPGs. I was like, okay, I love Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't seen this in years. People are still doing this? Like, I thought this died in the 80s. Like, what do you mean people are still doing Dungeons and Dragons? I would have been playing Dungeons and Dragons. So then I was like, okay, well, I could freaking, like, charge people to, like, do Dungeons and Dragons. That sounds cool. So I started doing that. But then eventually started doing Twitch. And then once I decided, like, I was going to do this actual talk show, that first guest was figuring out the format. And my first guest, who I adore, he's been back on the channel before, Neo Soul God, absolutely amazing creator, content creator, was so gracious and so easy to talk to that it didn't feel stilted. So, but watching it back, I now wish that I wasn't so professional. I was trying that's my regret. I was trying so hard to be like this really good professional streamer. Like, and how did you get into deep RPGs? And how did it felt very listy. So editing it back and watching it back was my regret. I was like, oh God, I wish it wasn't like that. But you have to start somewhere. So.
No, 100%. I've seen our stuff at the very beginning. Oy. I don't know what it was. I think I decided for some reason to type something, and I forgot to mute my mic, so all I hear is so. And at the time, I probably was like,
Yep.
I don't know how to fix this. This is just gonna go up. I don't want to redo this.
Yep. I mean, look, if you listen to my podcast, you hear me typing. You hear New York City in the background with the sirens. I'm not editing that out. It's not going to happen. I refuse. Hello, freeze over first. I hate editing. This is why I pay someone to do it, because I hate editing. So,
dang, yeah, it is. It's a rough thing to do. I do all the editing, and I mean, I have to make sure that my sanity keeps up because like some episodes easy as pie to edit because I'm just re-listening to a good,
So
and then other episodes where I'm just like burnt out and I notice that I'm acting
yeah.
like I'm not at the peak of where I could be within the episode. I'm like, this is painful. This is death itself. Why am I here? Purgatory? Hello?
Or I don't know like if you have any, but I have ADHD. I will fixate on one thing. And I remember one time early on when I started doing this, I was like, I'll edit on stream. This will be a good stream to do.
I tried that too.
And my chat was like, fucking stop, dude. Like, I was stuck on one, and I'll never forget, just one sentence, and all they heard was, and then. They're like, stop it! All you see is chat going, stop, Sam, freaking, please do something else. Can we play a game? Anything else? Dear God in heaven, please stop.
But what a community that still sticks through. Like, hey,
yeah.
I'm not clicking off of this, but you need to shut the fuck up. Like,
This is work that needs to be done.
I'm here for you, but you're making it really hard for me.
Like, I mean, it was literally like, we love you. Please don't do this anymore. Don't do any more editing streams. That was bullshit. Like, never do that shit again. So I was like, all right, well, video game it is.
If I can get on a roll, I can knock out an episode in one sitting. But if my mind just does not want to do it, I try to force myself. I give it maybe 10 minutes, and I'm like, oh yeah, I need to activate my health insurance card.
Yeah. Like, oh, look, the litter box. Like, I'd rather do that. Yay, cat poop. That's why I ended up paying another streamer, Book Ruffle Cartoons, who is currently on right now. He's like, one day, he's a really good friend of mine as well, and one day I was like, oh God, I gotta edit this whole freaking stupid episode. I hate this. He's like, I went to school for that, dumbass. I'm like, ew, I'll just pay you to do it. He's like, all right, fine. I'm like, fine. Like, well, here then. I'm like, fine, take it.
That's a good friendship right there.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way, though, to, like, identify the friends who like to do really tedious work. Because I'm stuck in this, like, I'm stuck in the loop, right? The ADHD loop of, like, I need to do something that feels good to my brain.
Yeah.
And I'm ignoring it, so I don't want to do anything else because I want to do the one thing. So, like, right now, I'm in the middle of needing to... I don't need to pack right now. I'm moving in the summer. It's only March. I don't need to be packing anything. Okay, so my brain is like, but what if we start packing? And I'm like, what
now,
are we... For what?
You'll be ready.
But I have so many other things I need to be doing.
I know, but it's like, like last year when I had to go to, when I went to GenCon for the first time, and I was just like, 3 weeks out, don't need to pack, but if I pack now, I'll be ready.
I have my go bag.
Like, I packed, I wish I had to go back. I packed, I unpacked, I repacked, I organized, I made a list about what I packed, took that stuff out, put it back in, looked at the list, realized some things are missing on the list, took that stuff back out, repacked with the new list, and then still forgot my glasses when I went to Gen Con.
But the parasites want me to pack.
Yeah, do it now.
I have such a different way of doing things than both of you on that end of the spectrum. It's like, if I forgot it, it wasn't worth remembering.
Oh, it was worth... I mean, I have contacts, but I take my contacts out at night. And those 4 days were torture because I was like, my eyes hurt. But my glasses are in New York and I'm in Indiana. So, oh well. That's what I get for packing 85,000 times in a row.
It's like that dopamine. I need the like the dopamine says I would really enjoy packing right now. Yes. I know that the dopamine wants to be hit. I know it is just sitting there, but there are no other tasks that are like, ooh, I could do.
Yeah.
So it's the
I could.
yeah.
I should do clips to put up on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Oh, look, I'm going to Australia in October. I should make a list for that.
Very list oriented.
I need to put my Google map together.
Yeah, I need to look at flights right now. Let's look at the flights right now.
Fun fact.
Where can I
A month
eat
ago,
every
November
day?
wasn't available for flights when I was hyper focusing on all the cons I needed to go to.
See, no flights available. I've realized that you need to be at least 8 to 9 months out before flights start popping up. I didn't know that.
Me either. I've never planned that far ahead.
11 months ago.
I was like, I can't. If I spend all my money now on these big things, I'll have more money later.
Yes. Like, you totally need this brand new travel bag. It has to be lavender. And you should get the backpack to match. And the inner stuff, too, that are also lavender. I have a lot of lavender bags.
Listen, purple girlies unite. Like,
Oh my god, yes.
I am a purple girly.
Yeah, I love it. Like, my overlays, a lot of my stuff have purple in it, so it makes me happy. It's a happy color.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Royal color.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's expensive to
man.
make, so then
Exactly.
we just associated
Also,
this.
exactly. And also, lavender smells good, so there's that.
Right?
I had this weird thing of like hating lavender and things, and then slowly but surely, I like not the smell, but the like in drinks and stuff, and I was like, this tastes too much like soap,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, am I getting old and liking soap? I don't know what's going on here.
It might be. I mean, look, like, it happens to me all the time where it's like, am I getting old that I like to do this weird thing that I know my mother used to do? Like, my mother does that right now. Should I not be? I don't think I should be doing this. Like,
Gosh, I picked up crocheting in December, and I'm like, this is fun.
see?
Oh no. No.
One day you're going to be on a bus or sitting somewhere and you're just going to be like, not even paying attention to what you're doing, just
So
doing the
nice.
pattern, and someone's gonna be like, oh my god, that's so good, and it's gonna click that you're the old man sitting on a bench crocheting in the park for no reason.
Just already planning out my life.
Yep. Like, and you're gonna hate it for like an instant, then you're like, it's
It is
fine.
what it is. Feed the pigeons.
Pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah, they're
I live in New York. I'm not a pigeon fan.
oh, yeah, you're in Pigeon Central over there.
Yeah, I'm good. I get it. I understand people are like, and I get why people feel bad for them, but I keep telling people that's for pigeons that live outside of New York. The pigeons in New York are feral. Okay, they're aggressive. I've gotten smacked in the face by a pigeon, so no one can make me feel bad for a goddamn New York City sky rat. Like, if it's a pigeon in Pennsylvania or any other part of the country, or a pigeon in any part of the world, I'm fine. But New York City pigeons don't count. Sorry. Don't feel bad for them.
Here as close to the rats. Yeah.
That is a full-on sky rat. Like, no one can tell me otherwise. I literally was walking home from work, on my way home for an interview, getting ready to go down to the subway, a flock of pigeons come flying by, and one of them bitches smacked me right in the face. Stopped me dead in my tracks. Like, it landed at my feet, looked at me like I did something to it, and flew away. I've never been so upset in my life.
Like you did something wrong.
Like, I was so flabbergasted. Like, I was so upset. I was like, I just got hit in the face by a pigeon. And that hurt. And it was brown. It wasn't even a regular gray pigeon. It was a brown pigeon. I am upset. I feel targeted.
Feels brown on
So-
brown
Yeah.
crime right there.
Yeah, 100%
That's
don't
why.
like that. Don't like it.
I'm so sorry.
I feel like that was on purpose. I feel like I should have some type of like compensation from like a lawyer or something, or I should sue the city comptroller. I don't know how to go about this, but I'm upset about this. Like a pigeon, like it hurt. Like I felt
by
it.
a pigeon. Yeah, yeah.
Also, it's a New York City pigeon, which prompted me to go home, postpone the interview for half an hour so I could take a boiling hot shower.
Yeah.
Because, ew! Like, what in the actual, what the fuck?
Sorry. I got hit by a pigeon. I know it sounds ridiculous. Just give me 30 minutes.
I can't remember who the guest was. I cannot remember who the guest. All I said was like, "Hey, can we push this back about a half an hour? Is that okay?" And they're like, "Sure, no problem. Everything okay?" I'm like, "Yep, just got a bit of a physical emergency. I will be back."
It is an emergency. It's a physical emergency. Like,
Yep,
no, lost a limb.
Yeah, I have a physical emergency. Yep. They're like, I think they asked me. I was like, "Yeah, I got hit in the face by a pigeon," and they were so like,
Yeah.
"What?" Like, it's one of those moments you're like, "Oh,
My dog ate my
okay."
homework.
Right. It's like, okay. I don't know if I believe this, but
Yeah, here we are.
So yeah.
You said got into TTRPGs before you got into your to the podcasting part. How early on did you start getting into them?
Oh god. So I got into Dungeons. I got into Dungeons and Dragons in 3.5.
Good.
I had a horrific experience. Hated it, and right after I left that original table, 4E came out, and fell in love with. I know people hate 4E. I will say this: 4E is for the DM. 4E is not for the player. 4E is a dream for a dungeon master. 4E is a dream for a game master because it has all the tools. It makes it so much easier to run combat and everything else. For the player, it sucks, and I get that. But I loved it because it literally was me going, this table sucks. I could do it way better than these assholes. I'm going to do it myself. And that's how that happened. So for a little bit, I decided that I was going to be, I was going to GM for money. And that was before people started calling it professional GMing, I think. So I was like, I'll GM for money. It worked for a little while, and then like, everyday life kind of stepped in and I stopped doing it. So when COVID happened, or right before COVID happened, I picked it up again for a little bit. I had a website, Hold Down Yards. I still have that website, actually. I had a website where people could go online and, like, hire me. And it was pretty cool. And then, once again, life stepped in. I stopped doing that. And then 2020 happened. And in 2021, I was like, oh, just start streaming. But, yeah, TTRPGs is always a thing. Like, and it wasn't just Dungeons & Dragons. Like, Shadowrun, one of my favorite things to play. Cyberpunk, one of my favorite things to play. So...
I've not had the pleasure of playing a full session of Shadowrun because the rules, like, because I was they call it a GM, I think, on that system.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I got to, like, I just jumped in head first and I'm like, oh wait, I throw a grenade and I'm like, it says next round. That happens like next round. Do my guys just go chunky salsa right now? Like, what the hell? And it's just
it's a little bit. It's hard to go from D&D to another system like that. Like, what's one of those systems that you have to like start in that system and kind of like be in that system first? Because if you go from D&D to pretty much anything else, you kind of have a hard time.
Just handheld, like it was so easy, and now it's like, guess what?
Yeah,
this is technical. There is so many things. The things you can think of. There's a rule for that, and here's why.
Yeah.
Because this is how it makes sense.
Yeah, like, yep, like in Shadow. Okay, so in D&D, if you smack into the wall and you roll a d20 or you roll whatever the damage is, you can get 1 damage or you could get 2 damage or whatever the damage is. In Shadowrun, God help you, because Shadowrun goes, physics says that if you run into this wall at full speed on a bike, you're supposed to be significantly hurt. That's what Shadowrun says. So Shadowrun goes, all right, Brick wall? Yeah. What was your speed? 25 miles per hour? Oh, God. How much health do you have? So, yeah, Shadowrun takes into account real world stuff. So, yeah.
Gosh. The numbering is like, hey, by the way, if you throw a grenade down a 1x1 shoot, this is the bounce damage, this is the soak damage, this is how much damage it would go through a wall. If eventually this is when it breaks, and then when it breaks, then you have to flood it into the next area.
And then, and then the tertiary blast area. How far back was your party? Oh, they get damaged. Like, all of a sudden it was like, don't throw the grenade, dude.
Grenades illegal.
Or hear me out. Throw further.
Roll better when you're.
Roll better.
Also, it has like a potential. It could go the wrong way if you. Yep.
Because that's a thing. Have you ever been bowling? Where you throw your arm back and the ball goes that way. Like, it's a thing. It can happen. So, yeah. I mean, look, Shadowrun's fun. It just takes a lot of getting used to if it's not your first system.
Listen, if you haven't been playing for like years, you're not gonna get it.
Oh God, no. I mean, you will get it eventually. It's just not. It's not instinctual for people.
This is not, for me at least. It wasn't my first, so it was just like, this is crazy.
Right.
But I like the customization of it all. And then the lore within that world. So
it's amazing. It's so much fun.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about like I really want to play him again, but I there's no way. There's no way. I have to actually learn shit, and do I have the time? I could, but
no. Okay, scheduling. Okay, listen. That right there, the I could is really your brain going, you don't have time. You want to, but you don't have time.
Me out like this?
Because I do this. Because people go, hey Sam, you want to be an AP? Yes, I can do that. Sam, let's do this. I need you to be in this actual play. Sure, I could do that. Can you do a one shot? Absolutely. Oh shit, I double booked. Fuck. Okay, so my entire Saturday is TTRPG and I also have an interview at 7:00. I'm tired now. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do
not
it.
Until I get a lot of stuff going. Everything else, like all my editing done in months in advance.
Have an endpoint. I have made myself have an endpoint. So I'm like, okay, my endpoint is 3 APs in 1 month if I'm asked, and make sure I have my weekends filled for my interviews. That's the endpoint. If there's any space open during the week, we can do that. But it only has to be on a Monday or Wednesday, and it has to be after 6:00. And it can only go to 10 because I need to go to bed.
The bed thing is the trouble.
How do those boundaries work? How do you just like you just listen to them? You just put them in place, and you're like, ah.
You learn a hard ass lesson one time. You learn some really up shit one time. You have 1 or 2 days of non-stop going to that when you turn off the computer, you literally cry, and then you go, I never want to have that feeling again. You...
Well, Alex.
I feel like I'm being screamed at. This week, I had all last week off. It was spring break. I had all week off. You know what I did? I slept. And I was like, I'm great. I'm doing wonderful. Come back on Sunday. I sleep a little bit more. I don't have any of the things done that I wanted to get done for school on Monday, which is fine. I was like, I set myself up. A lot of people are repeating projects. I don't have a lot of content that I have to make. Then I woke up on Monday, and I did not account for the fact that sometimes my brain does not want me on this planet. And for the last 2 days, I have been fighting that urge. And I was like, I have too many things on my plate. Yep. I can't fight for my life and be expected to do literally anything else.
Oh, you want me to breathe? Okay. No. You want me to breathe and do the stuff? No. Literally, no. I had a full-blown panic attack during a session 0 where I literally had to go to the organizer like, I cannot physically do this. I'm so sorry, but I am flipping out in front of these people, and I don't want this to be a thing. And they were so gracious and lovely about it and allowed me to back out and be able to sign up for something else and do something else with them. But it was one of those moments I was like, I've overbooked myself. I've overextended myself. And it has triggered every mental illness I have. Let's never do that dumbness again. So that's where the line comes in, where I was like, this is what I'm doing. This is how I'm going to do it. This is where the boundary is. I have to learn how to say, not only say yes, because it started off with not being able to say yes, because I have one of my handlers. I love calling her my handler. It makes me laugh. She, amazing person. And they were like, just say yes to the thing. When someone asks you to say yes, I'd be like, no, I'm not the person you want to talk to. I'm a nobody. And then she's like, no, say yes. So I took that yes and like said yes to everything. But now it's like, say yes within a limit. Have a yes, but I know there's yes and, but for your scheduling, there's yes but.
Right.
Like, yes but is valid and needs to be a thing for scheduling and for your life. Yes and for improv, yes but for everything else.
No, that makes sense.
Or you go through your first period and then the children leave your room and then you start to cry because you're like, I have to go through the rest of the day.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. I was like, hi, I can't do this thing. Turn off the computer. She's like, sure, no problem. Turn off the computer. An hour later, I had to be on an AP on someone else's stream, and I spent that entire hour blubbering. I'm gonna do this. I don't have the time. Like full blown snot bubbles. Just like lost it. So never want to do that again.
We jump and then we feel like because like it was that balance of like, I don't belong here. Now that I'm here, I have to continuously like prove myself that I belong here, which isn't really a thing because people kind of come off and come back, and you're allowed to step away and come back. It's not like, oh, now I gotta prove myself all over again. I have to say yes to all the things again. Like I in my mind, I feel that way on occasion. It's just like, I have to do this again. Like when I missed like a handful of episodes in a row, I'm just like, do I do this? What's wrong with me? Blah, blah, blah. All these negative words. And then
no one knows who I am. This is horrible. I have to start all over. I have to start from scratch. I have to reconnect with people. Suppose they don't even know who I am. Like, it becomes a thing. I realize through the, I don't know, I think it's 100 episodes now, that almost every guest, cosplayer, actor, author, TTRPG in the gaming, geeky, nerdy space has imposter syndrome. Almost every single one of them. And it is the weirdest thing to see, where there's some level of like, if I stop now, I'm going to disappear into the ether. And that's not a thing. And I had to convince myself of this. I was like, you're not going to disappear, because people contact you to ask you what you're doing. Like, you're not going to disappear. I guarantee it.
No, I understand 100%. I remember someone like saying, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" And they're like, "Well, you messaged somebody. What do you?" I'm not that guy.
That was happening for the first like 30 times I was like streaming. I was just like, hey, do you want to do this thing? I'm like,
The cat?
Like, what? What do you mean? Like, sure. Like, all right, great. Here's the link. I'm like, okay. Like, it turned into that. I mean, the first time I was asked to be on someone else's podcast, I was like, want me to moderate your podcast? They're like, no, I want you to be a guest, dumbass. Like, they didn't say that. They were super nice about it. But you can tell, like, in their mind, they're like, what the fuck? Like, no, I don't want you to, like, I want you to be my guest. Like,
what a
on
deflection,
purpose?
by the way.
So yeah, it takes a little bit of like, and I still do it to this day. I'm still kind of like, every once in a while, they're like, you should. Just recently, the Crit Awards categories came out, and it took my chat, my mutuals, all love bullying me. That's a thing. Yeah. Into putting in for your consideration, because I'm like, what's to nominate me? They're like, what the fuck? Dude, just put in your... All it is for your consideration for this category. I'm like, okay.
I have a hard time with that, too. I think the, like, hey, I know about this thing, and then it feels that I'm not... Like, it's not organically coming up, that people are recommending you to somebody else. Like, it feels weird when I'm saying, hey, I'm nominated for all these things, but, like, I should know... and have a pulse on that. And it's not a bad thing to be like, hey, can you help this nomination? Hey, can you do this? And so that's a weird place to live in. I agree.
So
like it.
There's a transition that happens where you go from being absolutely like, I'm not that girl, I'm not that girl, I'm not that guy, I'm not that person, to being like, okay, maybe I'm that girl, maybe I'm that guy, maybe I'm that person. I don't know. I'm at this point where I'm like, maybe. Apparently there's another stage. I'm not there yet. I heard about the stage. It sounds cool. But apparently the next stage is like, I'm that girl, I'm that guy, I'm that person. It sounds cool. It sounds really weird, but I'm taking their word for it that eventually it'll happen.
Hey, Adrian. Are you frozen? I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen.
This is sad. Oh. He left.
I love that. That's okay. We can chat.
It's a good sound. I like the stuff that it does.
I like this. I've never heard of Squadcast. I think I'm gonna like check it out because although I love Video Ninja and Video Ninja's whole thing, Video Ninja sometimes doesn't like me. Or let me rephrase it. Video Ninja sometimes doesn't like OBS. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
They kind of go to like, you want us to talk? OBS is like, you want me to talk to Video Ninja? God. Yeah.
What
Hello.
happened? I froze.
Yeah, at least you froze in a good like face picture.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Like, as opposed to like, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Apologies.
No worries.
When I froze, y'all froze. I'm like, I don't know if anyone else is seeing this, but I'm gonna turn it off real quick.
Like you were both like, oh look, he froze.
Adrian, I have a proposal for our summer slam down.
What does that mean? GenCon?
From now, so we will be also at GenCon, Sam. So we would love, if you're going to be there, we would love to.
Totally going to be there. I have 2 panels going.
Love that.
Yeah.
So last year we did a selfish summer where Adrian and I refused to do anything that wasn't like super selfish. And by selfish, we mean like taking care of like basic needs and like asking for help, like, but doing it in a way where we're like releasing the stress of saying like, oh, I'm being so selfish right now. But like, that's the point.
Right. Because our selfish was essentially taking care of ourselves. And we thought that was bad. And we're like, this summer, we're going to drink water.
We're going to GenCon.
I'm going to eat food on time. I'm going to nourish my body.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that's the level.
Yes.
But Sam inspired me. I think we need to be that bitch summer.
Yes.
I think that's the next level is that bitch.
Yeah. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
It's that bitch summer.
I'm telling you. So I'm going to give you a story. I'm going to give you some motivation. So last year was my first GenCon. For years, I've been applying to GenCon for panels. And every year, they've been like, fuck you. Like, not in those words. They've been super nice about it, of course. But in my head, it's like, they don't want me. Nobody wants. So I for those years, I was like, I'm protesting GenCon. I will not go. Since they don't want me, I'm going to protest. And then a friend of mine goes, honey, a protest of one, it's not a protest. It's a tantrum. I was like, oh, shit. Okay, so then last year I went to GenCon, met with a bunch of content creators, and one of which who is, I consider, a very close friend, Dreaded GM, who's in Australia, based in Australia. And that's where I started to feel like a content creator. I was interacting with people in the space and helping with tables and doing all these different things with other creators and developers and stuff like that. And going to creator parties. What the fuck? That shit blew my mind. And then right after that, I went to PAX Australia. And that was the culmination of, I was fully, as soon as we landed, it was me and my friend Book. We landed, we went directly to a creator party, a meet and greet for content creators. And every single person there was so welcoming and so inclusive and so just like, oh, you do the thing. Oh, I know. And it became like, oh, I do that thing. Oh, I do that thing and I'm good at it. Go to GenCon. That's where the word is. Go to GenCon and it's be that bitch summer, because I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to go and people are going to go like, oh, you guys do that thing. Oh, I know the thing you do. That thing is fucking cool. Go to GenCon.
Dude, I want to go to fucking Australia, dude.
I want to go to PAX. Listen.
I love PAX. Look, PAX U and PAX Australia. I went to PAX U as well.
Yeah, I met you there.
Yeah, exactly. And PAX in general. I don't know about PAX. Oh, I know about PAX East. I'm not going to talk about it. But it's in Boston. Enough said.
Ow, okay. Well, listen.
From Boston.
I didn't pick up on your pigeon hate. Okay, what do you got? You got pizza.
The men.
You got pizza
in Boston.
Okay, hold on. I will agree with you there.
Okay, exactly. Okay, so
no. I had an aunt that was married to a Southie, and I was like, oh, like
there's something wrong.
You saw that man and said, that man's gonna put a baby in me? Absolutely not. Absolutely. That's a child.
The worst pickup lines I've ever freaking had placed upon my person was in Boston. And every single time, like, well, I feel like I need a shower, thanks.
Yeah.
Could you go away now?
Can you go back home to your mom's basement? Like,
I don't like this. I don't like this. This is uncomfortable for me. I don't. Yeah. So I mean, I distinctively remember being on you guys' subway system, and the guy going, "Oh, I would love to date you." I'm like, no, I don't know you. He's like, well, I'm being nice to you. I'm like, I feel like you're not being nice to me. I feel like you're harassing me. Like, well, I'm being nice to you, and you're a bitch. I'm like, well, that took a turn. Like, so my conversation infuriates people, well, men in Boston. So, so he's like, oh, if you don't like me, I'm gonna hurt myself. I'm like, tracks right there, babe. So, Boston and I don't mix. So PAX East, unfortunately, probably will never happen again. But that's just, a thing. But yeah, but PAX Australia, just everyone there was just super welcoming and just super lovely. Like, I met so many people and had so many connections, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. Yeah, go to conventions, go to GenCon,
Yes.
save money, go to PAX Australia.
C2E2 is coming up next, and then we've got GenCon.
I was supposed to go to C2E2. I'm not going to C2E2. Credit card fraud, so it's okay. I was supposed to go to GaryCon, C2E2. So it's supposed to be GaryCon and PlanetCon. So I was supposed to pay 2 days of GaryCon and 2 days of PlanetCon because they're the same week. Then C2E2. Then I think I forget where else I was going. I think it was ECC. I forget where I was going. And then I was supposed to go to GenCon. And then $3,000 in credit card fraud. I'm like, we're not going anywhere until GenCon. We need to fix this bullshit. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's all good.
Right.
That was fixed. We're good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, that'll set you back.
Oh god, yeah. Like, listen, stop taking money from poor people.
aim higher, please.
Listen, there are billionaires who don't secure their funds. I'm not encouraging criminal behavior. I'm just saying credit card fraud should not be against the regular guy.
No.
That's all I'll say.
And listen, some of that money is not legal anyways.
Exactly.
So,
Go over there. See it on my bank account. My bank account regularly has an overdraft. What the fuck? Like,
Relatable content.
well, I look. I tell people if you're getting into streaming because you think you're gonna make money, don't.
No.
That's
No.
not a motivation. If you're getting into streaming on Twitch because you think, oh, I'm gonna get bits and I'm gonna get subs and I'm gonna get, don't do that dumb shit. Like, you will be so upset and disappointed. Please don't do that. Mm-hmm. Do it because you want the community. Do it because you enjoy what you're doing. Do it because, it's something that you want to do, that you enjoy talking to people. Just don't do follow for follow. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. Don't come in people's stream and go, hey, I'm a streamer too. Don't do that. Actually have organic conversations. That's how I ended up streaming. Mm-hmm. And that's how, when my first stream had people. Like, because I was when I say I have hundreds of people that I follow, I have hundreds of people I follow.
Yeah.
build a community.
Built-in community is the most
Yeah.
important part. I completely agree. With your current show and you're expanding further, where do you see yourself working with, or who do you see yourself working with in the future?
Okay. I want to make the show I do now a live studio show on Twitch, obviously. Like how you see, like, a lot of podcasters on Twitch, they have their guests come in and do that whole thing and they sit on the couch. I want that for the TTRPG space. And I say TTRPG, I don't mean just TTRPG. I mean cosplayers and gamers and actors in the in the nerdy space and authors. Like, I want to be able to sit down across from you, not with a camera, states apart, and I can have a conversation. I want that production value to go up to that type of, like, production value. I also would love if it was like, if people would move away from Netflix, because it sucks and it's also $20 a month, and move away from all those streaming services to streamers. Like, there's so much good content and entertainment on Twitch, on TikTok, even though TikTok is horrible, and on YouTube that can satisfy the same level of want for visual entertainment that streaming can, like Netflix can and all those other streamers can. I just wish people would step outside of, like, what they're normally used to, and step away from paying $20. Like, you're paying I think Twitch just I think Netflix just went up to $24 a month or something.
Something
And
there.
you're paying them. They're still running commercials. They're still running ads during your show. So you're essentially paying for what they were supposed to stop doing when cable was doing it. Like, we moved away from regular TV to cable because cable didn't have commercials. Then cable got commercials. So we moved to streaming because streaming didn't have commercials. And you can rewind and fast forward and do what you wanted. And then streaming said, here's a commercial.
Yeah.
So now that's where we are. So look, yes, there are commercials on Twitch. Yes, you see ads on YouTube. But at least it's content. It's genuine content. You know, and it's stuff that you can pick and choose what you enjoy. Like, if you want to watch, like, some guy walk around Japan for 24 hours, go for it.
That's good. I mean, yeah, I concur. There's so much stuff out there, the informational stuff, not this sphere of
Exactly.
entertainment that is produced with millions of dollars, which I feel like people who are getting paid probably less than that on, like, these live streams as Twitch and YouTube that are trying to put out the same level, put some attention on them. They are great people
Yes.
out there.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I mean, let's be for real here. Every time a show happens, they cancel it. So what do you do?
Yeah, that's
Might
fucked.
as well.
That's really
Yeah.
fucked.
Like,
Might
that's
as well take
so-
that time somewhere else.
like might as well just take the time. So, like, I could go watch an AP, like Roll D5 or something, or Legends of Adventures, or whatever other, you know, streamer there is, and watch series after series of something with almost the same level of role play and acting that I come to expect from a television show, and it won't fucking be canceled.
Yep.
I concur.
I just watched a video essay about why the music in Pokemon slaps. Like, why is it so good? And it's because he literally took, like, the counterpoint melodies from Bach, because it's 3. There's
Oh wow!
there's only 3 lines of music that he could have used, and so using all of that counter melody is why
That's amazing.
it's so good.
Oh, that's amazing. I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. I love that.
All right, we've hit the hour mark. Sam, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me everywhere at ClassicSamNYGM, but specifically on Twitch at twitch.tv/ClassicSamNYGM, and you can find past interviews on YouTube, also ClassicSamNYGM, all the way up to today. Actually, I posted one today. So, brand new Justice Van. Justice Van is an actor and gamer and cosplayer, martial artist, digital artist, like absolutely gorgeous human being. Justice, shout out to Justice, because Justice is also, I don't know if he does this for everyone else, but I know that Justice is my personal, like shout out fanboy, because everywhere I post on Threads, Justice likes it, and it makes me so giddy. Like, it makes me so ecstatic. Justice Fan is amazing, and I just adore him. So, yeah. That's where you can find me.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, dear listener, for joining us on another episode of Dungeons and Degrees. You can find us wherever pods are cast, so be sure to like, subscribe, give us 5 stars, tell us to your friends, enemies to lovers, whatever level of fanboys in your life, just send us that way. You can also find us on the social medias at Dungeon and Degrees, and you can help support our programming at patreon.com/Dungeon and Degrees.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. My name's Adrian.
And I'm Alex.
And I'm Classic Sam.
Go have some fun.
Bidoo, bidoo.